Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some launching with Mist, and she will graduate to be wearing a saddle pad. That's very exciting. She has been doing great. She has done big, round, nice circles. She's listening to my cues, which is very good. She doesn't know the break. She doesn't want to break, I think, yet, but she will get it soon. I think she's just a horse that has more yay than woe. More yay than woe. That's how you say it. So first up, I do some TRT moves, and that's basically to get your horse more confident in how to move its body, and the thinking is behind it that a horse that knows how to use its body will get more confidence. And just today we had a little bit of a problem. As soon as she will start walking here, she'll notice that there's a car parked on the other side of the road from our farm, and that's a very suspicious car. I think it's an alien horse abduction car. So what happened is that she goes into tension. So I tried to use TRT-metod to get her first to back up. I had to be loud, and usually don't have to be that loud. And then I try to push on her tension spots, and she doesn't want to let go of the tension in the neck. So I move to her sides, and that's what sent her off, and so that's where she had the most tension. I will link TRT in a link below if you're interested in watching it. So she doesn't want to let go of that car, and I'm trying to do stuff, and she says, "Hey, there's a scary car." So from this point, she's gonna have a lot of tension throughout the whole video, and you will see her nipping at me a little bit sometimes, but in this case, I know it's just because she has high tension. She has high tension that she doesn't know how to get rid of, so she's trying to act it out in some way. I will now realize that I cannot make her back up today, and try. There's a movement pattern that you can do backing up a horse, but because she's so tense, she's so forward that she doesn't want to back up. So I'm not gonna do that a lot. Here I'm just telling her where not to be, which is before me, or basically I'm telling her that you have this line and you have to be that amount of line away from me. She hasn't gotten it yet quite, but she's getting there. And with the high tension she has today, it's just I had to put her in a way that gives her success. Sometimes you have to lower your bar and where you have been to get the horse to success. But as you can see now, she's a little bit calmer. Here I tell her to back up again. You're not respecting the line, and like I said, I had to be louder than I usually have to be. And there she saw the car again. If I had sent her off in to launching immediately, she would just had raced off, and we will be at the beginning again, which is not where I want to be. So because I'm seeing her, she's lowering her head, and she's she's still in high alert, but she is not in full tension. So that's when I will give her away some pressure and we'll go to the next thing. So now I'm rubbing her, praising her because she got into a relaxed state. Here you can see again, she's tried to nip me, and that's because she has a lot of tension on her sides. That's where she has the tension. That's why she wants to move, because she doesn't really know how to just relax those muscles without moving. So now I'm trying to get that hind leg, her left hand. Let's take it from when I do it from this side. Now I try to back her up and do the backwards movement, but I will quit it because she doesn't want to back up, and that's because of the tension moving her forward. So now when I'm going to turn her again, so you want the leg that's next to you to move in under and across. And all of this I do because I want her to release tension. I want her to have the tools to release tension herself, because I'm just around her a few hours a week and she's in the pasture alone for much longer periods of time, and I need her to be able to release tension on her own and be a confident horse when she's on her own. Here comes the turn, and you can see that inside leg goes in front of the other leg and under. That's correct, and she did a lot of more turns than she usually does, so I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with her. And now we're gonna walk again because I'm her not having that much tension. The horse release tension not by relaxing but moving its body. So the worst thing you can do with a horse that has a lot of tension is to prevent it from moving. If it wants to move, it's better that it moves than not. And of course, if it freezes and watches the thing that it's scared of, you shouldn't pressure it. You should just leave it alone and let it deal with the problem the horse has. So this day we did a little bit more TRT than we usually does, because she has a lot of tension, and I will do less of lunging because I don't want to pressure her too much, which I did anyways, because when we got back to the stable, which I couldn't film in the stable because my battery died on my phone, but she had a lot of tension in the stables and she didn't want to be left alone even if she had food in the stall. So maybe I did a little bit too long a session this day. Here I'm just touching over her body and making sure, telling her you can release tension in all the muscles. There. And here she's more relaxed and head down and can stand and relax because she can't see the car from here. And here she says, no, I'm not sure. I have my Pivo filming me this time, and it actually works. I'm surprised. I've only used it once, and it failed to record, and I was so upset, so I didn't use it for like 3 years. So this is the first time I'm using it from the initial time, and it works. I'm happy. It got everything on tape. It didn't even lose us and started filming the horses in the pasture. I'm just checking so the people is recording. And it is. Yeah, now she's noticing, oh, there's a camera, I want to show on the camera. My horses are so inquisitive and like to explore stuff, and I think that's because of the breed. I never had more curious horses around me or worked with than Knappstrupper. So now you'll see me send her up, and she started trotting. And she starts trotting because she has high tension. But as you can see, I could get her to calm down. And you'll see that I have a longer line than I need to. And that's because I want her to get out, and I don't want to have to pull her in the face. So here you can see she sees the car, she turns in towards me, and this circle isn't usually what we do. I want larger circles when I'm lunging because I don't want to pressure a young horse's muscles or the muscles they don't have in circles too much. So that's also a reason why I don't lunge her for that long today, because she cuts into the circle. And here you can see me holding up the whip. This is usually what I've done to get her to get out, and it doesn't work today. Instead it just moves her forward. And now she's saying, I want to get back to the pasture with my buddies because there's a scary car that I can't really put out of my mind. And I'm just waiting for her to walk a full lap so I can, or rather I'm waiting for her to walk calmly so I can tell her to trot, not so that I don't want her to think that she can start trotting whenever she wants, because I have to tell her when to trot. And here she's also watching my dad. He's doing some construction work up at the barn, so there's a lot of pressures on her today. But at the same time, this builds confidence in the horse to do stuff when there's a lot of noise and a lot of strange cars going past. They learn how to deal with it if they are confronted with it. Here we had a problem. Now I put a little bit of tension on the lead here because I want to learn, I want the horse to learn that if you get in a predicament, you just have to stop and I'll fix it for you. And she did that very well for it. It's the first time that have ever happened when she's trotting. So I'm very pleased that she just stopped. Now she's starting to be a little bit frustrated about me because I'm not giving her any commands to trot. Or maybe that was me telling her to canter, actually. Yeah, it was. I'm sorry. Now I'm just trying to get her to calm down again so we can switch leads. And this she does very good as well. And she has a lot of energy. At this point in time, I'm not worried about where she keeps her head or where she's looking because I just want her to listen to me. In the circles, I'm not that. She doesn't have to do perfect circles because she isn't a schooled horse yet. I just want her to be. I want her to think that everything I do is fun. And she does, because she basically did a loop around on me playing. So now I have to turn her again, and it works fine. And this is so much nicer than when she's running around pulling my arm off. So she's come a long way. And as you can see on the trees, it's fall. She is very, because of all the tension and nervousness she has on her today, because it started out with her freaking out over the car, she's looking for danger. And I don't know her, well, I mean, I know her a lot because she was born here, but I don't know her in a working sense enough to know if that's just something she does because she has a lot of energy and just wants to have some fun. Because I know my old Gelderling, he actually has this thing where he goes from, if he's bored, he can pretend to be scared of stuff just so he can have some fun. And we can actually walk on a circle. That's nice. I was so excited when that happened the first time. I was like, she's walking in a circle! And when you do all these kinds of stuff, it's very, very good if you use your voice. I've noticed a lot of riders that they don't praise their horse with their voice. I think that is something that's very good to do. I've noticed because I've broken in or gentled. We use the word gentle, not break. They get a little skip in their step when you say that they did good. So now we're done with the lunging, and we will do the saddle pad. Or maybe not. I wanted her to walk in the other direction first. So I will put a saddle pad on her because just to get her to know new things, and also I want to take things slow. So I will do it in her time frame. Everything until I'm on her back. And even after that, everything is on her schedule. I will not take any dangerous steps on the way. She will tell me when she's ready to do bigger stuff. I let her sniff out the pad before I put it on. Like I said before, she maybe I didn't, I don't know. She's used to having blankets, so this shouldn't be a big deal. And I'm sorry if you can hear, but it started raining, and it wasn't supposed to start raining until this evening, so yeah. So I'm just rubbing the saddle pad on her, and because she had a lot of tension today, I'm going to be stuck on this step for at least one more time, because I want her to have a good feeling about it. I don't want her to associate the saddle pad with tension. And next step is that I will put a lunging girth on her, so she get used to having her having something that's tied around her stomach area or lung area, because what a girth does is basically restricting their lungs. So they will have to learn to have restriction and not freak out about the pressure. It's basically the same thing when we have a corset or a belt. So now I open it up and she was like, what? So I'm gonna flap it around a lot. I'm gonna do a bunch of noise with it, and I'm also going to walk her with it. And while I'm walking her with the saddle pad, I'm gonna fill out some of the bigger holes in the arena she did. I just want her to know that even though it's on her back, she can still move, she can still turn around, and she's way more calm now than when we started. Here I'm just flapping it, making noise. And it's nice to have a lunge line doing this and giving her time. You can stand there, reflect, and you come to me in your own time. noticed she was a little bit more reactive on that side, so I did it again. And eventually I will now also just toss it up there. The more she's used to this, the more she will take the saddle and everything later. And I'm very pleased with her today. She did good, even though the scary car and or alien abducting horse car, she did very good. But as I said, next time I launch her, which is today, hopefully if it stops raining, I will do the same thing, and hopefully we don't have any dangerous cars parked. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.